Undefeated.
My guy. Money Mayweather. Listen, man.
How much money in the Mayweather?
I was there, bro. On Saturday, I was there. You know, I said on the pod on Monday Night Smoke, I've consumed a lot of rubbish boxing this weekend.
Yes, you have.
Like, the undercard of that fight is one I want to forget. I won't even do you guys a disservice on this pod by really relaying it back.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that's not supposed to happen in boxing. Otherwise, it becomes a circus. Now, I understand when there's exhibitions, things are going to be there that we don't expect to see. That co-main was outrageous with them two girls.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing Floyd in that, I tell you, I went because I was glad to see Floyd there.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to Spence for hooking man up with that. And I have to say, like, the promotion, you need guys on the ground when you're doing stuff. Yeah. Having a man like Spence on board the promotion, man can tell you the lay of the land. You see what I'm saying? It's like when sometimes you get these like American comics come over and they don't reach out to the man, they don't connect, and they put on shows and it don't sell. And now the comics be like, no, that show deserves to sell out. But you don't know how this game works on this side to promote and make things make sense. So that you just lost. Everybody got to lose. So that's what I think happened here, where it's like, I don't know who the promoters were. The men weren't serious. At the last stage, when they realized they weren't making bank, they started to reach out to man and get some people in there on an atmosphere vibe to fill it up and at least let Floyd have some respect. And I'm like, that weren't good enough for Mayweather, fam.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you treat the one of the GOATs in this game.
Legendary career, and you know, like my thing on this is, and it's funny, we're talking about branding on Monday Night Smoke, right? And how brands can be affected. Well, 50 Cent doesn't miss a trick. Soon as he saw that, 50 Cent straight in there. Is this you? Right? Is this what this looked like? Right? So while it was not my fault, initially it's not a Floyd fault, right? It's like, bro, like I got paid this, that, and the other. The imagery. Now 50's showing that to the thing saying, look at the guy, look at your king almost. Look at Floyd. Look what Knights have become. He's fighting some random British guy in a like the capacity is not capacity in. Like, it looks bad.
He's on the Killmonger. Hey, auntie.
Hey, it's horrid, and you know, it's like this is the point I was talking about, because now because it can affect just one business decision, can affect me in other places because of now the image. Because all this is smoke and mirrors. All this is a facade, right? As you said, right? The whole thing is like, I have to give an image of someone that's worth this much money. Now, when the offers come, they know you. When you talk to me nice, right? Like, if you're trying to book if you're trying to book us, make sure the price is right, and you'll get that price by looking at what we've done so far.
That's right.
That price can have variations in what you put out, right? So now, if you're putting out that, the next offer that comes, because cool, you made whatever million that you made in that thing. The next offer is not going to be the same, because now one thing I know is you're not going to help me as a promoter promote this fight, so the promotion thing's really on me, right? You're not going to post it, this, that, and the other. You're just going to come up and turn up and collect your money. Is it for me? Where's the reward for me? And now your name is not banging enough, because even people were offered that thing free didn't get it. And I'm telling you right now, the promoter that tried to book him is ruining his name. Anyone he can talk to, he's blaming Mayweather. While he should be blaming himself, I bet you that promoter's got a lot of things to say about this guy. We had an agreement for this, we had an agreement for that. It just makes it worse. And them promoters, they always talk. It's a small world. In the promotional world, it's a small world. So
I mean, we are kind of looking at it like, comparing it to, we're comparing it to comedy in how the promoters and stuff like that work. But at that level, I don't think promoters have those type of relationships. Thing is, people won't.
There's promoters that like.
They do, but it depends the level that we're talking about. Because if it's a thing where it's like, we're Floyd's promoters and we promote every single one of these things, then they have a problem, because they're not dealing with anybody else. They think they can just put the Mayweather name up and it's going to work. And it's like, nah, bro, because it didn't work like that when Floyd was Floyd at the time in the prime. He's still promoted. He was the biggest self-promoter to go in. He knew how to get you talking. He knew how to ruffle feathers, Bro, we saw Floyd at press conferences, Man United shirt in the Man U Stadium, going off. Yeah, I'm saying that this man knows how to get this thing going. We didn't see any of that, and that wasn't just the promotion. That was Floyd's. Like, I'm not moved. I'm not moved to do that. I'm in my own lane. I think maybe they got too cocky and they just thought, they ain't seen me over in the UK. They've been dying to see me over there. I'll be cool, and it didn't catch on because whether you like it or not, the landscape is different. And I know people in the comments were crucifying last week when I mentioned cost of living as a factor for why AJ is not selling as well. And I'm like, no, it's absolutely a factor. What you're not realizing is, yes, people still have money to pay, but when you know that your money situation isn't as rigid as it used to be, you're going to be more selective. Yes, you're still going to go to, if you go to boxing matches, you're always going to go, but you're not going to go to every single one if you don't rate what's going to happen. I sat in the audience and Mayweather's thing, and I had to keep reminding myself, Trav, this guy is like, you're literally your favorite fighter of growing up into boxing. You're getting to see this man live. And that kept me afloat for the evening of nonsense I was seeing in front of me.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not a diehard fan of any of the guys who are fighting and the prospect is it's a good fight, maybe that don't take me there. I've always said on this one, I love watching fights from home. So if there's ever a threat of, oh, you might not get access, I'm fine. Like, so you see what I'm trying to say? So there's that element of it, like, yo, you men have to start doing this properly now more than ever because it's past its best.
Yeah. I don't believe that his legacy's in trouble. I just feel like he's, again, we have such recency, like in anything we do. We watch something and then we say he's the greatest now. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you'll start to remember these years than the proper years. It's like when people talk about Roy Jones, they remember like the older Roy Jones and not like Roy Jones that you should be remembering because of what he just stayed in the game too long. Bernard Hopkins, another one that you say, I've seen him in bad ways more than I've started to see him in a good way. I've seen him just continue for too long. One of my most devastating moments was watching Evander Holyfield, Real Deal Holyfield. I was mad. I was so mad at what happened in that fight, and it's like, I don't want that to be the image of you at the end when you were so great. You know what I mean? Sailing to the sunset. Again, Lennox the thing up. Like, I wish a lot of fighters could have that Lennox approach almost. Say, you know what?
We say, and it's a real good example. Lennox is a great example you bringing that up because even Lennox gets tempted sometimes. Just like, was it just last year? The man was like, Lennox was getting into a car and it's just like, Lennox, any truth to the you and Mike Tyson thing? He's like, yeah. Like, them men were definitely flirting with the idea. The Riddick Bowl.
Riddick was
but Lennox and Riddick. No, the Riddick squashed it now. They squashed it. There's a picture of them. Remember the video where Riddick goes over to Lennox whilst he's on the commentating thing, and Lennox stands up like, if it's on, and Riddick's like, bro, I just want to say, man, we had our issues when we were younger. And he squashed it. But even in that handshake, Lennox is very much like, if you are lying and this moment is crazy, understand you're the one that's going to be on the ground.
No, what them man there, they're talking about the comeback fights. Like, if Thingy was going to fight someone, especially because a lot of people always speak about Lennox Tyson and the time frame and this, that, and the other, you can understand why there's some names that make you say, no matter what,
it's real.
I see you. You know what I mean? Like, but he ain't coming back to just mash up his legacy fighting anyone and everyone just for the sake of it, right? He's not going to do that. And I think a lot of fighters should the right time to step away and say, you know what?
Yeah,
I've done my thing here, because they'll, unfortunately, this is the you that they remember.
But you know what? I was speaking to my friend about this Mayweather thing, and he goes, what needs to happen is he got to repackage what it actually is.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to just do the exhibition thing, he's like, go WWE with it. Like, go full on. Do the circus. Like, really trash talk each other. Build this thing up. Like, really go for it. And then do it that way around. So that way there's a show.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. And I was going back and forth with him because I was like, that's not going to work with Floyd. It's not going to work with Floyd. But as I've mulled it over, and it's mad because a lot of our convos go like this. We will argue and I'll fight, man, in a couple of days. Be like, nah, I see what you're saying still. If if he was to really go down the WWE route with his boxing thing, there might be legs for this thing to go longer. But as it is now, the exhibition thing can dry up.
It's looking nasty. I have no interest. I think after the last fight, there was a fight in the Middle East that I just didn't tune into. It's not the
Yeah, I just didn't see it.
There was one that I just didn't see, didn't even know what happened, how that fight went, what I didn't know anything about it and stuff. So it's got to that stage. Again, the only reason why I would have found out about the one that happened in Japan, right, was because my man threw the flowers on the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have known nothing about it. Again, the guy's just doing his thing, right? Again, he's a legend. He's a legend. He deserves his respect, but he has to still do things to remain respected. That's all. Just be aware of the brand that you have, like, and just look after it. But anyway, let's do another one. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.